G'day and welcome back to the channel, Headlight Restoration Perth. So today we are going to have a look at an '07 Toyota Camry. This light had previously been done, they tell me probably about 3 or 4 times. The people that did it, they weren't actual headlight restorers. They were just people that worked for them, and what they did was they just polished them. They didn't do any sanding, any clearing or anything like that. And they've done this a few times over the years. Okay, so they said it would just always go back dull and things like that. So it's an easy problem to address because it was only ever a polishing process without any rubbing back and clear or even getting those little blemishes out of the light. So what I've done here is I've started on the 400, and then as you saw, that it actually didn't have much on it at all, so it actually come off quite easily. And the process that I'm using now is any grit under that 500, I will always do the wet sanding after each grit, just to have that nice transition into the next one, where that 400 might turn into a 470, 480 grit with the water. So anything up to that 500, I will do the wet process after it. And as this is the 400, this is the last one I would use before the 500 anyway, because I don't have an actual 500. I use a 600 next. So hypothetically, if I started with a 240, I'd do that dry, then wet, and then it would be, then I'd dry it again, and then maybe use a 320, dry, wet, and then when I'd got up to this 400, again, dry, wet. But because it's the last one before that 500, 600 grit, I then also use this hand gimbal just to get rid of those swirl marks and create all the horizontal lines, just so I can remove all the swirls before going on to the higher grits. This was a quite an easy job, to be honest. I think it was because of the multiple times that they've tried, but just without any great success. So unbeknown to them, I guess, that polishing process prolonged the life of that light anyway, because if they did just leave it for those few years, it probably would have really started to oxidize a whole lot more. So moving forward, we just went to the 400, done the wet, done the gimbal, and now my next one after drying it all off is the 600. And just to reiterate the pressures that I'm using now, like you'll see in that pad, that I'm really using no pressure, and I'm really becoming a fan of this, because even so I thought I was using minimum pressure before, like I've probably halved that again. So I'm really just feathering the top of that lens, regardless of what it may look like. But I really am trying to be as gentle as I can, and just to get through that last grit, but not to create any additional scratches that are not necessary, just to get it smoother and smoother. So again, any grits above the that 400 last time, I do all dry until the last one before the Trizac 3000 Trizac, where I will do wet. So in this instance, I've gone to 600, and now this one here is the 800. So again, just going over it really lightly, just to get rid of and eliminate some of those scratches from the 600, and just feather it on. So I did go from the 6 to the 8, and I'm not sure if I showed, but I actually went to a 1200 as well. So yeah, for whatever reason, I wasn't showing the grits that I was using, so I apologise for that. So that 4 wet, then the gimbal drying, 6 dry, 8 dry, 12 dry, and then the 12 wet, just to really eliminate any of the scratches using the tools, just to make those swirls as light as I can get. And because this is the last one before I go to the Trizac pad, I again use the gimbal and create these horizontal lines, just to eliminate any swirls. It could be vertical, horizontal, but you just the primary thing is to eliminate the swirls before the Trizac, the polish, and ultimately the clear, just to give you that better chance of that really nice finish. So as you saw at the very beginning, like with this one, I did clean it off before I done the before. So this one wasn't as bad as the other one, where you've seen all the bugs and just the penetration into the lens and all that. So got rid of going over, having a bit of a look, making sure that I've got all the horizontals going on, and there is no swirls remaining on the lens, before now hitting it with that 3M Trizac 3000 polishing pad. I have got this sped up a little bit, so please understand that I did take a little bit of time on each one of the grits and everything. So just right in that corner, I end up using that Trizac section there by hand, because just couldn't really get into it. So after that Trizac, you're just going to spray with that Windex or just window cleaner, and then let those particles get pulled out of the last of those little horizontal lines that could still be there, but will be being eliminated by the polishing process. So I use the Maguire's Plastex on the orange pad. Like to dab it on, get it to, and just keep on dabbing. I really don't stop dabbing till I get that really good penetration that I feel, where it's absorbing right into that lens, and you can see it lightening up. That polish is really getting eliminated, getting drawn into the plastic. And I find that when the plastic starts absorbing it, it just gives you a lot more to work with. Like I feel the finish is just that little bit clearer. and that's just personal, you know. So when you do it correctly like this, and you're not just doing the polishing process, so this is all they would have done. They would have cleaned the lens off the best they could, maybe with alcohol, maybe not, I'm not really sure, and then just done the polishing the best they could, and that was their job done. So obviously over time it's going to get a lot lighter on the clear that might have been there, and it's just going to fade back a lot easier. So by sanding back to the raw material, and going through all the processes, and then again with the Trizac. So as you saw there's a little red mark on the top. This is a new can, so you always turn the tip of the nozzle to that red dot, because where that red dot is where the stem runs along the side of the that can to when it's on an angle, it gets the last bit of it a lot easier than if you weren't. So a little trick for you. And the end result, obviously you can see the difference from where it was in the beginning to doing it correctly, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.